Good evening and thank you for joining us. Sources say the government is considering easing the proposed health check frequency for elderly commercial vehicle drivers aged 65 or above to 2 tests in every 5 years. But the yearly health check plan is likely here to stay for drivers aged 70 or above. Renewing scrutiny on the age and health requirements of taxi or minibus drivers are the recent string of high-profile traffic accidents. Over this past month, at least 3 serious incidents involved commercial vehicle drivers aged 65 or above. 2 of the cases saw fatalities. 3 years ago, the government tabled a proposal to the Legislative Council hoping to tighten the screws on fitness requirements of commercial vehicle drivers. The suggestions include lowering the age threshold of medical examinations from 70 to 65 and an annual health check mandate for license renewal. But the legislative timeline has seen repeated delays. It is understood that amid industry concerns, the government's latest plan is to mandate 2 checkups every 5 years. Drivers would undergo health checks once at age 65, then at 68, and are only subject to the yearly medical screening after age 70. This cabbie says the 3-year gap between ages 65 and 68 means much less trouble for them. This driver says Hong Kongers are still sharp at 80 years old, joking how veteran actor Bowie Wu Feng still holds concerts when he's over 90 years old. This citizen meanwhile expresses concerns that easing health restrictions could lead to more unexpected incidents, so passengers and pedestrians could be at greater risks. The taxi and minibus trades are backing the new proposal. A minibus association says almost 70% of its 2,000-plus drivers are over the age of 65. Transport sector lawmaker Ben Chan says, while fitness checks are necessary to ensure road safety, what matters too are the content and scope of the inspection. Roundtable convener Michael Tian, meanwhile, is pushing for a mandatory retirement age for commercial drivers.
A tourist coming to Hong Kong in the course of a conversation with a taxi driver and then realizing that that driver is 95. There's no limit in Hong Kong. What kind of message are we sending if we want to be the tourism mecca of the world, right? So I think a mandatory retirement age for commercial drivers, especially taxis, it's a must. The Development Bureau will build the future Pak Shek Kok MTR station near the Chinese University of Hong Kong instead of the original site by the Education University of Hong Kong Sports Center. The station is expected to be completed by 2033. The Tai Po District Council will discuss the station's development on Friday. Memo Sengai reports.
After 4 pushbacks, authorities will commence the Pak Shek Kok MTR station's construction in the second half of 2028. While the initial planned site for the station is by the Education University of Hong Kong Sports Center, the latest location will be near the CUHK's Lo Kwai Chen Integrated Biomedical Sciences building. The station will be constructed above the existing East Rail Line. Authorities also propose to build an elevated footbridge to connect the station with the surrounding residential area and the science park. A Development Bureau spokesperson says the project involves many complicated factors, including the relocation of the EDUHK Sports Center, limited construction time as well as space. By placing the station between University and Tai Po Market, the Bureau says it could benefit residents in the area and science park's employees. The government stresses it is committed to the station's operation by or before 2033. Moments 9, TVB News.
Hong Kong's new dog-friendly restaurant arrangement officially comes into effect today. The first batch of over 940 food premises having secured a license are now allowed to admit pet dogs. Secretary for Environment and Ecology Zhe Qinwen reveals the new arrangement has been running smoothly and will be further refined. Luna Bai has more.
On the first day of the new arrangement, some participating restaurants have displayed the official Food and Environmental Hygiene Department signs at their entrances, allowing customers to dine with their pet dogs in designated areas. A small number of pet owners visited on the first day. This pet owner says he is satisfied he can finally bring dogs in without any uncertainty, so that both people and dogs can enjoy the comfort of indoors. This restaurant owner says he wishes to familiarize himself with the new procedures before expecting more pet owners to visit over the weekend. Some diners welcome the initiative. However, some express concerns over potential issues like hygiene.
The dogs can live with human beings harmony. It's a good policy.
This patron says she is allergic to dogs and worries they might shed furs, which could affect the dining environment. During the 1-month transition period, the FEHD will deploy a dedicated team of 90 officers to set up inspections and assist the trade in adapting to the new arrangement. Secretary for Environment and Ecology Tie Ching-wan and others officials visited the West Kowloon Cultural District this afternoon. He says initial observations show the arrangement has been running smoothly and would be refined where necessary. He says the government plans to open applications for the next phase as early as 6 months from now. If the scheme proves successful, there will be no limit on the number of restaurants that may apply. Government officials say the new initiative aims to make the public spaces more pet-friendly while creating new business opportunities for the catering industry. Whether it can be sustained in the long run will depend on the reaction of all the stakeholders involved. Luna Bai, TVB News.
U.S. President Donald Trump hails the NATO summit in Turkey very successful during a press conference to cap his participation in the 2-day gathering. This as Trump praises Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky on the sidelines of the summit for his country's efforts in the war with Russia. Tracy Furness has more.
Despite repeated criticism NATO has done too little to help the United States, President Trump was effusive about the warmth he felt as leaders met on Wednesday.
So I just want to thank President Erdogan, who's done a fantastic job in Turkey. And I also want to thank NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte. Mark is an extraordinary person, smart, great leader. It's not easy leading so many leaders like that. Got a lot of leaders and they're strong personalities, every one of them. And Mark does an unbelievable job. Couldn't find anybody better. I just want to say there was tremendous love in that room.
This is Trump told reporters he has not decided whether the U.S. will allow sales of F-35 fighter jets to Turkey. I haven't totally made up my mind, he says. In a striking change of tone from their earlier meetings, Trump praises Ukraine and its president, Volodymyr Zelensky, during a meeting on the sidelines of the NATO summit. Trump tells reporters he has developed a very good relationship with Zelensky and adds he thinks the Ukrainian leader wants to make a settlement with Russian President Vladimir Putin.
We've talked a little while and we speak on occasion by phone. We had a great talk the other day, I think, very positive. He wants to see a settlement, and I think President Putin wants to see a settlement. And usually that means a settlement, but who knows? This is a tough one. We've settled a lot of wars, and this one is the one that I thought maybe would be the easiest. But Putin's a difficult character, and this guy's a difficult character. It's not the easiest thing, and there's a lot of commitment, and there's a lot of love of the countries and everything else. But I think we've made a lot of progress in the last couple of weeks, and we'll see how it all goes.
Tracy Furness, TVB News.
Welcome back. Pakistani rescuers found the wreckage of a cargo plane in a deep-sea search operation on Wednesday, 12 hours after it went missing off the coast of Karachi. Authorities said efforts are underway to find the 5 crew members who were on board. Tracy Furness has more.
The family of co-pilot Faisal Jatoy, one of the crew members of the cargo plane, were awaiting his safe recovery. Ghulam Nabi Barani, father-in-law of Jatoy, said, "He called my daughter, who is his wife, at around 7 p.m. and told her that he would be leaving in about 10 minutes. When it became 10 p.m., there was still no contact from him. We searched on Google and learned about the crash. For us, it felt as though the world had collapsed." He said Jatoy was married 4 years ago and he has a 2-year-old son. Right now, all we can do is wait and pray for a miracle that Faisal is found safe and well and that all his colleagues with him are also safe. The aircraft, operated by private carrier K2 Airways, had departed from Sharjah in the United Arab Emirates and reported a navigational system problem before losing contact with air traffic control late Tuesday. The Pakistani Navy and civilian teams in planes and ships found the wreckage after about 12 hours of searching in the Arabian Sea. Pakistan's airport authority said in a post on X. The search continued for 5 missing people who were aboard the aircraft. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif expressed sympathy with the families of the 5 crew members and deployed all available resources for the search effort. Tracy Furness, TVB News.
South China's Guangxi region has been struggling with the aftermath of widespread flooding caused by record-breaking rain since Monday, killing 39 people with 9 reported missing. Yet amid the havoc wreaked by the floods, a young man's determined rescue of trapped animals has emerged as a quiet testament to humanity's better nature. Muxin Sinbin, who runs a small animal shelter in Guangxi, takes great risk to evacuate dogs and cats from the recent floods. He waded through the flooded water, looking for animal houses soaked in water. He was only able to pull 2 dogs at a time on his own, while keeping the cats on the top of the walls and roof of the shelter. He explained, cats can stay on the walls and the roof, but dogs cannot get up, so he needs to get dogs out first. A co-worker of Mo says there are still several dogs and over 50 cats waiting to be evacuated. Regional officials warn water levels at 56 stations have exceeded warning marks, with 341 reservoirs' water levels surpassing flood control limits. Typhoon Bavi is shaping up to be one of the biggest storms the region has seen in decades and is expected to skirt Taiwan en route to the Chinese mainland eastern seaboard provinces. As of Thursday, the typhoon is approximately 1,000 kilometers wide, roughly the size of France, with winds close to 200 kilometers per hour. Taiwanese officials are urging residents to stock up on at least a few days' worth of food, water, torches, and other emergency supplies. Fishermen are returning to port with or without catch so as to ensure their own safety. Chinese mainland authorities expect the coasts of Wenzhou, Zhejiang, and Ningde, Fujian to bear the brunt of Typhoon Bavi's surge. The Central Meteorological Observatory predicts Bavi will brush past the northern coast of Taiwan during the day on Saturday and make landfall along the coast from Fuqing, Fujian to Wenling, Zhejiang on Saturday night. Police have reclassified a public dispute case at the Wafu Estate minibus stop in Aberdeen on Tuesday night as a murder case. This as one of 2 women involved in the brawl died after being rushed to hospital. The fight erupted at around 10:30 p.m. on Tuesday when 2 women were aboard a Route 63A green minibus bound for Wafu Estate. As the pair were about to alight at Wa Choi House, a 53-year-old woman stepped on the foot of a 50-year-old woman. An argument swiftly escalated into a brawl as they allegedly pushed each other on the minibus and also after they alighted a vehicle. Police say during the incident, the 50-year-old woman pinned the 53-year-old to the ground with her knee on her abdomen while strangling the woman by the neck. The 53-year-old lost consciousness at the scene and collapsed on the sidewalk. Paramedics rushed her to hospital where she was pronounced dead. Police say the altercation lasted several minutes. Evidence showed during the fight no passengers and passers-by intervened. Police arrived at the scene within 10 minutes and the 50-year-old was arrested on suspicion of murder. She is set to appear at the Eastern Magistrates Court on Friday. Police say the deceased sustained bruises on her neck and scratches on the hands and face. The cause of death is still pending further examinations from the forensic autopsy. While the unlawful assault resulting in death can be considered murder based on prima facie evidence, whether the arrestee will be prosecuted eventually for murder will depend on further legal advice from the Department of Justice. Police say the 50-year-old had no mental illness record. It's understood the deceased meanwhile suffered from schizophrenia and attended follow-up checks at hospital. The Independent Commission Against Corruption charges 2 directors of private nursing homes with exaggerating service by more than 5,000 hours to defraud over $1.3 million in service vouchers for community care for the elderly. In 2013, the Social Welfare Department launched a community care service voucher scheme for seniors, allowing the elderly to purchase services according to their financial situation after a financial review. With the government sharing part of the cost, the 2 directors, surnamed Liu and Chan, are suspected of conspiring with a service officer and submitted false service records to the Social Welfare Department. They also conspired with 10 caregivers who claimed the records were accurate. They exaggerated caregiving service by more than 5,000 hours, defrauding the department of over $1.3 million. Users can now apply for medical expense relief and medical reports via the Hospital Authority's mobile application HA-Go as new functions are being rolled out. Currently, applying for medical expense relief requires an in-person visit to the hospital. Starting today, it can be done through the Medical Expense Assistance one-stop service function within the app. Subject to some conditions, applicants can apply for medical expense relief and upload supporting documents within the app. Supplementary documents can also be uploaded within the app, eliminating the need for multiple trips to the hospital. However, before the hospital approves the relief, the applicant must personally visit the hospital to sign a declaration. The Hospital Authority hopes the new function will streamline the application process. With HKDSE results set to release on July 15th, 8 subsidized universities have already issued direct admission offers to 325 students, 319 of whom have accepted. Hiba Khan has more.
The Education Bureau has selected the 5th cohort of students for the School Nominations Direct Admission Scheme. A total of 847 nominations were received from 433 secondary schools. The Home and Youth Affairs Bureau has also launched the Multi-Talent Development Scholarship. It will be awarded to students who have exceptional achievements in arts, sports, or community service. The scholarship is merit-based and recipients will receive $10,000 yearly for the 4-year study period. The Vocational Training Council will launch its central admission scheme on Results Day, offering around 140 full-time programs. Kelvin Mock graduated from the Hong Kong Institute of Vocational Education with a higher diploma in building services and will start his 3rd year at the University of Hong Kong. He has earned over $100,000 worth of scholarships. Winky Kwan is an IV student who received a full-time job offer in the aviation industry before graduating with her higher diploma in airport operations management.
In my opinion, HKDSC performance is not so that important in my life. The key is how you upskill and equip yourself in the subsequent stage matters far more in the long run.
DSC is not one of the our road to go, and I think we no need to worry about the future, because we can keep learning along the way, and VTC provide multi-pathway for further education, so don't give up.
VTC programs will receive applications between July 15th and 20th on online platforms or in person at the VTC campuses. Students will receive offers within roughly 15 minutes of application. Those who have been offered places must complete online registration by noon July 20th. While students aim for local and overseas universities, they may also apply for vocational training colleges like Ivy to develop more hands-on professional skills. Hiba Khan, TVB News.
And that's the news. Thank you for watching.